All right, it's officially time. Welcome to Stretch Break. My name is Amber Langford. Thank you so much for joining today. For today's class, like I mentioned earlier, we are going to be using our chairs. We're going to begin seated. So I want everyone to go ahead and have a seat in your chair. An office chair with wheels will work for today's session. If you are able to, I do recommend locking those wheels so you do not roll away during any of these stretches. We're going to begin first focusing on our neck. So we're going to sit up nice and tall, feet flat on the ground. And we're just going to turn our head over to the right. We're looking as far right as we can, and then we're going to drop our chin down towards our shoulder, stretching out that left side of our neck. If you'd like to increase this stretch, go ahead and just reach up, gently putting some pressure on the top of your head. One more deep breath here. And releasing your head, looking up and over to the left. Dropping that chin down towards your shoulder. Reaching up. Putting some gentle pressure on the top of your head to increase that stretch. One more deep breath here. And then releasing your head, lifting up and returning to center. We're going to switch our focus to our shoulders next. We're going to begin with some big shoulder rolls. So we're going to do 4 in each direction, beginning first by bringing those shoulders up towards your ears, rolling them back, down, away from those ears, and then rounding the upper back, pulling those shoulders forward, and then back up towards those ears. We're going to do 4 in this direction, trying to get as much range of motion as you can. The last roll going backwards. And then we're going to switch direction and roll those shoulders forward, pulling those shoulder blades down and together in the back, and then lifting those shoulders back up to the ears once again. And relaxing out of that, bringing those arms up. We're going to have those arms in a field goal position. I want those elbows up at shoulder height. Wrists are stacked right over those elbows. And we're going to tilt our hands down towards the ground, pulling them back towards alignment with our body. Once we've gone as far as we can, we're just going to relax and bring those hands back up to that starting position. We're going to do 6 here today. Working on that internal shoulder rotation. We're only going as far as we can, staying in that nice comfortable range where we feel a good stretch, but we're not pushing into any pain. Keeping those elbows up at shoulder height. We're going to do 2 more here. And last one. Relaxing out of that, bringing those arms down to your side. We're going to keep our elbows at our sides next, but we're going to bend and make a 90-degree angle at that elbow joint. I want your palms facing up towards the ceiling. We're going to work on our external rotation now, and we're going to take those hands, and we're just going to pull those hands back and then return. We're working on that nice external rotation, keeping those elbows at our side. We're only bringing those hands as far back as we can. Once again, staying in that nice comfortable range of feeling a good stretch, but we're not going to push into any pain. We're also still sitting up nice and tall, and we're actively pulling those shoulders down away from our ears with this exercise. Let's do 3 more here. And last one here. Relaxing out of that, bring those hands down into your thighs. We're going to widen our stance next. So I want those legs to be a little bit wider than shoulder width here, scooting a little bit more towards the edge of your chair. Feet are flat. We're going to do 4 roll downs next. 4 roll downs. We begin by tucking our chin to our chest, rounding that upper back, and reaching those hands down towards the ground. Moving 1 vertebrae at a time, getting as much movement through that spine as you can. Once you've gone as far as you can, you've reached that end range of motion. We're going to inhale and then exhale, rolling back up. That is 1 repetition. We're going to do 3 more here today. Taking your time with this movement, really exaggerating each range of motion through that spine. Focusing on that breathing, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. On this last one, we're going to stay down at that end range of motion with our hands towards the ground. And we're just going to hold this here, taking nice deep breath, allowing gravity to pull us closer to the ground, letting your head and neck relax, and just hang. We're going to do 3 more deep breaths here. Good, and now I want everyone to walk both hands over towards that right foot. Left hand's gonna stay either on the ground, or you can brace that left forearm right on your thigh above that knee. From here, we're gonna reach up, rotating with that right arm, reaching for the ceiling, looking over that right shoulder. So like I mentioned, you can also brace that left forearm right on that thigh. If it's just a little bit too much, to keep it on the ground. Holding this for 1 more deep breath. And then exhale, returning both hands down towards the ground. Walking over to that left side, we're going to repeat on our left side. Reaching up, looking over that left shoulder. Inhaling through your nose. And exhaling through your mouth. One more deep breath here. And exhale, returning back to that position on the ground. Walking our hands back to the center. And we're just going to slowly roll on up, back to our seated position. Keeping this nice wide stance, we're going to start by straightening out that right leg. We're going to twist our shoulders so they are in line with that right leg. And then we're just going to reach down, reaching for that foot, reaching for the ground, doing our best to keep our right leg as straight as we can, stretching out that right hamstring here, flexing that right foot, pulling those toes back towards your shin. If you're able to, you can feel free to reach down, grabbing those toes and pulling those toes back towards your shin, giving a little bit of a calf stretch there as well. Let's hold this for 2 more deep breaths. And on that last exhale, slowly walk those hands up, lifting your chest, bending that right leg, and straightening out that left leg, twisting so your shoulders are in line with that left leg, and then reaching down your leg, reaching for the ground, reaching for that left foot. Once again, feel free to add that calf stretch, reaching down, grabbing those toes, and gently pulling back towards your shin. One more deep breath. And exhale, walking those hands back up, lifting your chest, returning to center, and then bringing both legs in back to your normal stance, leaving just a little bit of space between those legs. We're going to do our seated cat-cow next. For our seated cat-cow, we are going to bend at the waist, raising those hands right on those kneecaps. So we just have a slight forward lean here. From here, we're going to tuck our chin to our chest, rounding the upper back, tucking that tailbone, rounding that lower back, going as much as we can here, and then we're going to drop that chest down, lifting that chin up, lifting that tailbone up, going into our extension here, and repeat. We're going to do 5, moving from that nice rounded cat into our extended cow. Let's do 3 more. And the last one here. Relaxing out out. Slowly stand up nice and tall. We're going to move into our seated knee hugs next. For our seated knee hugs, we're going to keep one foot flat on the ground the whole time. We're going to start with that right leg first. Grabbing right below that kneecap, we're just going to pull our knee up towards our chest. Once you reach that end range of motion, you're just going to relax, setting it on the ground. Switching sides, we're going to alternate here today. Still taking that movement nice and slow, doing our best to grab and then pull. Sitting up nice and tall, getting those knees as close to our chest as we can. We're also getting a little bit of activation through those hip flexors. Let's do 2 more to each side here. Good. Next, we're going to straighten out one leg. From here, we're still going to do an alternating knee hug, but now we're going to add some internal hip rotation. So we're going to take our left hand, grabbing that right knee. We're going to pull up and over towards the left, that opposite shoulder, straightening that leg out, and then switching, grabbing, and pulling to that opposite shoulder here. Trying to get as much movement as you can and is comfortable. Also getting just a little bit of rotation through that spine here as well. Let's do 1 more to each side. Ending on that left leg. Good, and relaxing out of that. And that is all of the stretching and movements I have for you all today. Thank you so much for joining our stretch break. My name is Amber. I hope you all have a great rest of your day and see you next time.